This week on the show, we're featuring Rhodolite, turquoise under the microscope cam, cream cheese on Why'd I Buy That, 7 new jokes, and now with 50% more blabber. I've eaten so much McDonald's that I now qualify as an archaeologist. Nah, I think we should rewrite that. Lately, I've been eating a lot of McDonald's. I've consumed so much from the Golden Arches that I'm now an archaeologist. Let's start the show. Nothing like a good piece of garnet, right? A nice clean piece of garnet. So many of the garnets that I have flaws, cracks, little bubbles, all that kind of stuff. This thing is a nice, solid, clean, clear piece. I mean, it's one thing when you get a clean piece and then, hey, Dank Nugs, how's it going? Oh, it's Buds. Buds and Hazard. How's it going, man? New channel. Is it like a new channel or did you rename the same channel? Is it like something I need to like subscribe to? I'm going to click over and find out here in a second. But I was talking about, hey, Colette, how's it going? Dank Nug says hi to Colette. Great folks here already. Man, I am already so glad I started doing the show. I'm so happy. This this piece of rhodolite makes me happy, but you in the audience, you are the real gems. You are the real gems of the show. You guys are the reason that I do this. You, right there. You're the reason I do this. Yeah, you're fantastic. I love you so much. Thanks for coming by. Not just saying that because I had a couple of rums and a whiskey. Oh man, I'm late for the show. So late. I went to do an open mic and I did not take the time ahead of time to ask if I could go on first, and I should have done that. I didn't even bother to ask. I was like, nope, we're just gonna roll with it. We're gonna see how it goes. Charisse made it. All right. I am so happy. I haven't seen Charisse in forever. I have been so off schedule with the show because I didn't do the New Year's show. And then last week I did the show an hour early, not on purpose at all. That was purely 1000% by Jacob accident. Jacob grade accident. That's what happened. You know what also is an accident is a lot of times I drop the gems on the show, and so we're going to have to get to that point. And in order to do that, I'm going to have to hold the gem up into the microscope or into the web camera fire so that you can see it. That's the size of it. You can even, you can, if I can hold it still, you can see my mouth flapping through the gem. Blah, 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 blah. There's the blabbering for you. 50% more. Yeah, that's right. Nice, clean gem, isn't it? Big old piece. I mean, it's a good ring piece. And then you flip it over and you get that gem in the middle of the black ring effect, and you flip it back and you get the gem in the middle of the light ring effect. I love this piece. Even though it's not even, it's not perfectly even, I still love it. I am just all about this piece. And on top of that, I want to show you guys this other garnet that I shaped, and it was kind of like up like this, and it was like new age gem. And I was like, because I've had this thing for maybe 2 years, a year at least, maybe 2 years, and I couldn't decide on what to do with it. And today I was like, got it. Going for the shield. We got a bullet shield. Yeah, this one's going to be a feature in a few weeks. It's so close. I just need to like straighten it up and polish it. But I finally decided on the final shape of it. It's not really coming through the true beauty of it. I need to even out this side and the top side of it. Look at that. It's like an arrowhead, you know? It's got a rounded top, and it's got like some nice orange color. There's a lot of inclusions in it. It's not like this thing is so freaking clean. I love a nice clean red garnet. It's beautiful. But this piece, man, I am just like I am loving this piece. Look at the size of it. It's big, isn't it? Big old gem. Like you guys. You are big, clean, clear gems. I love you guys. Thank you so much for coming by. And that's not just because I had a whiskey. No, it's new. I wanted to have a channel that doesn't have a sponsor on it. Buds is sponsored. Ah, okay. Let's get you wrenched up here. There you go. You're all wrench ready. And man, we got some fantastic people in here. Archaeologist. Yeah, shout out to Gromy's homies. He helped me write that one. All right. Yeah, I gotta. Let's see. We'll go to channel. No, it's not gonna right click on that, is it? There we go. Okay. There we go. Subscribe mofied. Now we can check out Dank Nugs a little bit later on. Awesome, man. Good to see you guys. Okay, so what do we got? Some gem shapery. A little bit of that going on. Let's find the next video and we'll get to the microscope cam. Because I want to show you guys this turquoise I got too. Because I got a chunk of turquoise. I did the open mic. I got to tell you guys about that. Yeah, this is the chunk of turquoise. Kind of looks like a piece of chewed up gum. We'll get into that in a second. I call them turkey eggs. Because I got a bunch of these little turquoise things about the... They're kind of the color of like Easter eggs. And they're little. And yeah, that's a thing. Hey, Gromies, when you see this. Ha, that's cool. I went and did that open mic, and I was staying there. I was like, man, I got to do my show. I got to do my show. I got to do my show. And there was a lot of comedians there tonight. It was a really big audience. It's a great open mic, and I got to say, I really like getting to see the other comedians. Not just in person, because, you know, we're like, fist bump, you rock. And then, you know, but like getting to see them on stage, I get to see their progress. I get to see them be happy, and I get to cheer them on. And I like supporting the other guys, you know. The other guys and gals. There were gal comedians who were there. It paid off. Not because I was like the third to the last comedian, and not because like a tenth of the audience had left by the time I went up. Because that's the thing about an open mic. There were like 18 other comedians there, you know? And a lot of them were there to do their set, and then a couple of their friends came with them to see them because they were new comedians, and I like cheering on new comedians. They're so nervous on stage, you know. They got it all thought out. They're gonna do all of this. They're gonna tell this joke, and it's gonna hit, and it's gonna be funny, and they're gonna tell this other joke, and they're gonna roll into this other joke, and they're like, oh yeah, and I'm gonna stand this way, and I'm gonna do this thing, and then it all just falls apart when they hit the first bomb. It's nothing but crickets, and they're like, oh damn. This isn't working out like I thought it would in my mind. Oh man, that's open mic night. Welcome to open mic night. But anyway, there were a lot of comedians there who left before I got up on stage, but there were, and this is the awesome part, there were some very fantastic people who my heart goes out to so severely because they stayed long enough to see me do my set, and I hope the other comedians don't see this because I'm gonna kind of like I'm gonna well on these awesome audience members who told me like the two greatest things that you could ever tell a comedian. One, you were the funniest person on stage. Oh man, I wanted to hug that person, except like it was like we were too close to the men's room, and so it would have been awkward. And then the other person said, you were so great, you could definitely go pro. And they weren't another comedian. They were just like an audience member. They were there to support their friend. And hearing that, it filled me with so much joy that I was like, arms out, give me a hug. You know, and I'm not that kind of person. Like I'm so like, oh, nobody would want to hug me, but yeah, yep. I'm like, you're getting a hug, definitely. That compliment is, you know, it's fantastic. So I really appreciated that as much as I appreciate you coming by to say hi to me. And I try to make the show more entertaining for you because you deserve it. You know, I mean, I like to do the show. I like it to be entertaining. And I want to do it on time. We're going to get there. because I did pretty good this last year, right? The first couple of years I was not doing very good at going live on time. But this year, it's been a slightly different story. Okay, so where are we at? We got that. The next videos are rolling. Rolling, rolling, rolling. Like buds and hazards rolling. Rolling them dank nugs. Raw high. Whoa, that's not focused. There we go. Focus in a little bit. All right, so here's the gem of the week. It's not perfect, but I didn't want to just do a standard rupee shape. I wanted to go for more of the octagon shape. So I tried to get the octagon going, and it's so hard to like, I think I need more lighting on the grinder. Because trying to even them out and see them, and when there's water on it and stuff, I'm like, maybe I should put my loops on and everything. And I thought about taking the time to put this guy on the faceter, but I needed to have a gem for the show today. And so I made the outside, the girdle, an octagon. But then when it came time to just even over those facets, I was like, well, if I just even over every facet, it's just going to be plain. Let's make it a little more atypical, and we'll make the center a different shape as the girdle. So the center is the rupee shape, the six-sided rupee, and the outside is an octagon shape, kind of like an elongated stop sign. And I found out that when I was doing the final polish on it, that actually worked out in my favor, because I didn't have to polish all 8 sides. I only had to polish 6 sides. And by doing that, what I'm talking about is I'll hold it up like this on each one of the 6 sides and go along the sandpaper. So I'm holding it up like this and going along the sandpaper, but I'm doing it with one hand. And I put it down on the sandpaper, and then I feel it click into place and try to get the edge facets evened out, so that way they're sanded off kind of nice, and we get that smoothed over feel. And that's how this gem turned out. It's still got a couple of cracks in the back, little deep chips, but for the most part, this is a nice eye clean gem. It's clean to the eye. You put it under the loop, it's not perfect. You can see the deep scratches in there right now that I need to sand out. But for the most part, this gem, I am happy with it. I'm happy with it like I'm happy with you. Are you guys ready to have a great week this week? I can tell it's going to be a pretty good week already. We're already getting fired up for it. This is the bullet, the shield shaped garnet. This is a piece of hessonite. The other one's rhodolite. They're slightly different chemical makeup. It's got this one bit of dirt in the corner. I'm thinking about trying to work it out. I was trying to look to see how deep it is. And that's why I wanted to show it under the microscope cam, is to get an idea of how deep it is. We're going to have to work that top down quite a bit, aren't we? About 50% of that girdle height. That lit up side there, that's the girdle. We're going to have to go down about 50% of that. We'll see as we get a little bit deeper. If I can just make it a little smaller, I'll be a little happier with it. I might not even worry about it. I mean, it's kind of nice as it is. But I'm also going to have to work some of this side off anyways, just because it sticks out too far. So I'll be able to get a little bit more of that out of there anyways. And then the back side, I'm not sure. It's got this, and this is, I mean, you can tell the shape is uneven, and then it's also got the stuff inside of it, but it also kind of makes it nice. It's a window. It gives for nice color. That's why I think I'm going to polish this by hand. And then I'm going to come back and even it out, straighten out the girdle, get rid of the, any of the flaws and stuff in the top. And then we'll kind of go from there. I'll make some decisions on it. So there's one more final decision to make, basically in terms of straightening it out. But pretty much I got the big decision made, which is where I cut a big chunk of this top off up here. in order to even this out, because it wasn't evened out like that. There was a big amount of garnet up here, and you'll see that in the video when we do the feature. But for the most part, I think this guy's ready to go. I hope you like it as much as I do. Leave the inclusions, I say. I keep spelling your name wrong, Colette. Charisse, it's hard to say if there's two L's or two T's. And there's a lot of E's in there. I mean, any more than one of them, and I can't tell if I'm spelling it right or not. But the thing is, it's like I remember there's only one L. Just like there's only one Colette, which it's like, wait a minute, one T, one L. And so I'm like, I don't know. I just, for some reason, I've finally been able to tell the difference in Colette's name. Here's the turquoise. And it's got all these little spots inside of it, which have me worried. So here's the thing about turquoise. It's not translucent. It's an opaque gem. And so the idea with any type of opaque gem is to get a large, smooth surface without flaws and with even color. Because you can have a large, smooth surface with no flaw, no cracks, and no like dirt spots. But it can be like more blue on one side and more white in the other side or something like that. More red in one area, more purple in the other. You want to get it, because that's the challenge. That's the rarity, is to get it even, a nice, even, pretty color. And then you got to remember the rules of selling gems. You know, it's like color is first. Because if you got a giant gem, but it's just undesirable color, what good is it, you know? So color is first. When you got a beautiful color, then you want clarity, because if there's no clarity, then it doesn't have that flare, which kind of goes back to color. And then you want cut, because you can just have a big regular whatever, but if it's not cut right, then it doesn't look very good. And so then you get into size. And size and cut can kind of go backwards and forth. It depends. But most importantly is color. So you got to have a beautiful color. That's what really makes the gems shine. Okay, which reminds me, talking about gems and making them shine, we've got to play the video. All right, there you go. This is me just trying to even it out a little bit and finish it out. Like I'm trying to finish out the show. So this turquoise, I haven't featured any turquoise yet, so we're going to feature the turquoise pretty soon here. Hopefully we can get to this in a few weeks, and I'm going to grind it down and try to get into, because there's no telling how deep some of this dirt goes. And maybe grinding into it, we might uncover more dirt. We'll find out as we shape my very first turquoise. I have cut a piece of dyed howlite, but I've never actually shaped it. So we'll find out more about this turquoise as we get in through time and space. Speaking of time and space, whoa, what happened to the pictures for the slideshow? Something happened to them. They got really big for some reason. They're supposed to stay the same size. Okay, we'll lock that in the corner. We'll zoom it on down. And we'll tell you what I bought. And why I bought that. What did I bought? And why did I bought it? Cream cheese. I bought some cream cheese. Have you ever bought cream cheese? And which cream cheese did you bought? And why did you bought that? I mean, really. There's a lot of cream cheeses to choose from. Just saying. You got a lot of choices when it comes to creamy cheese. Which one did you bought and why? I mean, because I'm like, all right, cream cheese, right? We're going to get the off-brand. It's going to be cheaper. But I go up there and I can't tell. Oh, there we are. Trying to show the gem as I talk and be loud. Oh, yeah, I remember. Okay, so originally I was going to straighten it out, and I was going to use the new Sharp 240, but then I was like, nah, that'll eat too much of it away, and then I'll have to straighten it up with the new 1000. Since I've got a new Sharp 1000 grit, I decided, all right, we're going to switch over to the new 1000. That'll do enough work, and it'll work great, and it was worth it. It was really worth it to just go ahead and straighten this guy up, do all the small facet work on this piece of hard end member grade rhodolite garnet using a brand new 1000. Not brand new, it's actually got a lot of work use on it, but it's still actually pretty sharp for the most part. I have some in my fridge as we speak. Yeah, but which one? Yummy Philadelphia brand cream cheese is the best. Okay, so Colette, I've tried the off-brand. I couldn't see a price tag on the off-brand this time, so I didn't know what the price difference was. And I saw the Philadelphia, and I was like, all right, I'm going to find out if the Philadelphia, the brand name, I've not, it's not only that it's a brand name I've heard of. They've done the advertising, so advertising pays off, which also, on the other hand, advertising tells me maybe they've got more money than they deserve because they're paying the big bucks for them TV commercials. Maybe they're overcharging for what they got, but at the same time, I'm like, let's lux it up a little bit. Let's flash and flare, and we'll pick up the Philadelphia, and we'll turn around, and we'll say, "Hey, everyone in the store, look at me. I'm the rich guy buying the Philadelphia brand cream cheese." And it's silver. It's a silver box, isn't it? It's so luxurious looking. I didn't actually do that, but that's how I felt when I put it in my cart, which I didn't actually have a cart. I'm a guy. I just stick everything in one arm and move on with my way. I'm like, how much can I fit in here? And how can I Tetris play my way up to a giant stack? And I'm going up there. I'm like the dude on the bike who's got like 10,000 racks of noodles going on, and I'm trying to carry them along. Thicker and tastier, which is weird that you say that, Colette, because what I was doing, if you notice my Instagram from last week, I was making some taco dip. And actually, I was making more taco dip. And what you do to make taco dip, and this is my great Aunt Alta's recipe. She's a genius. You take cream cheese, one brick of cream cheese, and then you add 1 container of sour cream, and then 1 package of taco mix, or you can make your own taco seasoning. You put that in the platter, and then you top it with all your vegetables and some cheese, and then you scoop it up with chips because it's delicious like that. Well, you say thicker and tastier, Colette. Tastier maybe, because it was delicious, but thicker. Here's the interesting part. I was talking to my mom, and my mom's, she's Juilliard trained chef. She knows what she's doing. She said, stick it in the microwave, and there's a cream cheese soften setting. So I softened it with the cream cheese boopity boop boop setting, and I got, a little bit softer cream cheese, and then I pushed the fork through it on this brick of cream cheese, and it all like feathered out. And then I put the sour cream in there and I stirred it up, and it actually got jiggly, as opposed to like a lot of it's all pasty. And it could have been because it was off-brand instead of Philadelphia. It could be because I softened it. It could be because I whipped it first, with the fork and stuff like that. But it was just the way that the taco dip was when I put all the vegetables and they kind of weighed down and they mixed in with everything. Oh, so delicious. I'm like, Philadelphia, city of taco brotherly love. Which reminds me, it's about time for jokes. Even though that's a serious statement, it's meant to be kind of funny. Sort of like me buying cream cheese. I didn't like cream cheese when I was younger. And it's like, cream cheese, isn't that kind of a weird thing to buy? No, because it's delicious, especially when you're talking about taco dip. Do you buy cream cheese? Do you buy it for taco dip? Are you going to now? Probably because you're cool like that. Use cream cheese to make spinach and cream cheese stuffed chicken breasts. Ooh, that sounds good, Charisse. I think you're onto something there. That actually sounds really good. I bought some today. Yes, it is, Colette. Oh, so Charisse is in on the Philadelphia cream cheese. I bet Buds and Hazard is too. He's probably eating some right now. I'm getting hungry. Sorry, that's just part of the why did I buy that portion of the show. Maybe I should go back to talking about shampoo. Oh, you guys are fantastic. I wish I had more jokes for you this week than I do. I don't think I have very many jokes. Not a whole lot, but I'm going to try. The only problem is trying to sit down and write jokes, it's like I realized I have scoliosis, which means if I sit at a desk too long, my back starts to hurt. Also another one that was helped out with by Good old Gromies homies. Um, let's see. We had a family feud. So in order to settle the family feud, we decided we'd talk about it. We're gonna have a family get together, and I want to go, but I'm not sure what side to take. I don't know. That one's not very funny yet. We need to rewrite that. Maybe the side that I should take is some cream cheese and what did you say it was? Cream cheese and spinach and cream cheese stuffed chicken breast. Maybe that's a side dish I should take to the family get together feud. Let's see. It's a hard time of the year, you know. You got Christmas time, gift giving season. You got party time, lots of family get-togethers. You got New Year's Eve. That's when you go and you empty out the bank account, you know. And you got the Super Bowls coming up and football season. So I'm betting all my money there, and I'm figuring out, you know, that it's a hard time of the year financially. It's been so tough I can't afford the things I usually like to buy, like Cinnamon Toast Crunch. I have to buy the lesser known Cinnamon Bread Chew. I mean, you know, this time of the year, paying bills is so painful. I think my wallet's into S&M. Uh, and they say that, you know, I'm trying to, you know, make some extra money. I'm getting into the side hustles, and they say that when you work, you should do what you love. Well, I love to masturbate, so I've decided that I'm gonna start a business starching socks. That's right. And I'm a hard worker too. I'm a really hard worker. I'm always multitasking. Even when I sleep, I'm also doing other things like snoring and farting, and you know, when I'm sawing logs, I'm also counting sheep and catching Z's at the same time. Uh, and another thing I'm doing to try and, you know, save on cash is I've been going to Walmart, and you know, you got to save a buck at the big box store. And I'm there, and I'm going through this new automated self checkout thing, and it says insert cash or pay another way. So I'm like, well, I'll pay another way. And I keep looking around, and I don't understand what other way they're talking about. I think Walmart keeps trying to turn me out. Which reminds me, you know, even when I go out to eat, I'm trying to get my money's worth, but man, sometimes the food is just terrible. You know, you go out to eat, and I can't. I'm too popular. I don't know. I don't, or I'm too polite. Popular too. Thanks for being here, but I'm too polite. You know, I go to these popular places, and I'm like, oh, should I tell them that the food is bad, or should I just be polite and never come back and wait until it turns into a new restaurant? You know, that's kind of the thing, and that reminds me, another thing about not having much money is I got to make sure my tips count. When I give someone a tip, I got to make sure that they know I'm leaving a tip, and it means a lot to me. You know, it's like, hey, I'm not just gonna put this dollar in the tip jar when your back is turned to me. I gotta wait until you turn around and watch me put the tip into the jar. You know, it's like I get the bill, I got to make sure the tip is poking out the top so they know how good I am. Like, I'm such a good person. Even when I dine and dash, I make sure to leave a tip. That's how cool I am. It's like, you know, you go to the strip club and guys talk about, you know, giving out fives or tens or even 20s, and I'm not gonna hand out something that's more than a $1 bill unless I show it to the girl first. You know, it's like, check out what you know, hey, you know, I'm a cool person here. You know, which reminds me, talking about being a cool person, Nutty Bar is my new porn name. Let's see. Oh, I wanted to say I found the Sasquatch, and he said he's been hiding because he's having a bad hair day. That's a pretty simple joke. Um, what else do we got? I was supposed to write a joke about a pop quiz relating to soda pop, but we'll do that next week. And lastly, I want to say I lately I've been eating a lot of McDonald's, and I think that now that I've been eating so much from the Golden Arches, I actually qualify myself as an archaeologist, which is more than I can say for my qualifications as they relate to the joke portion of the program. Man, I can't believe I finally did the show this week. It took forever to get started. You guys are fantastic. Thank you so much for coming by. I'm getting hungry. Munchies, Dank Nugs, Colette S, Sharice, you guys are a fantastic audience. If the only audience members that came by were you, I would be more than happy just to see you, just to tell you that you're awesome. I love the fact that you come by and say hi. And I'm not just talking to you because you are great, but I'm talking to you people who are watching this later. You are great too. And that's why you're going to make it a great week this week. I hope you all have a fantastic week. And I hope that I get to see you next week and every week. And I'm honestly going to try and do it at frickin' 9 p.m. Eastern like I'm supposed to because you guys deserve it. I'll see you next time and have a fantastic, wonderful life. You are so fantastic.